Alright, I haven't said a word yet, but it's time to keep going, keep on keeping on. We're gonna come up with a topic, eventually. And, yeah. Pretty much. Got him. Shit, this is way too loud. How do we go down by default? Alright, I need to turn it down. Alright. Turn it down so it's not so reverberative on my microphone. Let's see here. It's a good topic to talk about. Let's talk about inventions. I like talking about stuff. Inventions. That's cool. Alright, let's talk about it. Damn it. Alright, let's see, let's see. Who's a good inventor that is not? It didn't get that much credit, or I could say Nikola Tesla, but he's got a car company now, right? Like way after he died, but I mean it's a long time coming, right? No, it's maybe possible, but they actually have some of the same responsibilities and morals at heart, I guess. Then not really their love of avian variety, but what makes a good invention? Is the concept make a good invention, or is it the people that make a good invention? because there are so many inventions out there that actually could help humanity in a certain way, but it would change the way that we actually view society and sometimes society sometimes. Like, say for instance, the frying pan. It's changed everything from the way that we view other people to the way that to like the giving of the modern rom-com to changing the way that we actually have any socioeconomic personalities, I guess. Sometimes it's like, hey, what kind of food do you like? You know, like that's kind of funny to see sometimes. Is God damn it! All right, what kind of food do you like? It's like that question itself begs the annoyance of I was like, oh well, I'm into lasagna right now, or there's so many people that have just like kind of sometimes don't even just like let's see. But without all that, I think people. Well, actually, I can't see it without all that. Actually, I'd have to see it with it. But I mean, and even within even our own assertions of what the modern cuisine is, I guess the invention of different cuisines or different ways to put certain things together, I guess would be pretty but other than that, I think that by comparing Nikola Tesla's accomplishments and also even Einstein's accomplishments to what people do to be able to have fun together. Actually, you know what? Sometimes it actually can be compared to that. But I guess our culinary breakthroughs, I guess, our culinary breakthroughs, Alright. Our culinary breakthroughs as big as, like a different way to use a certain utensil, or, I mean, I think I guess I could say that we've gone through exhausted every resource when it comes to food. But, because there are so many different ways to actually cook any different kind of dish, I guess. There are bugs, there are pre-cooked dishes, there are fine dining cuisines, and even some even without a restaurant. I'd say that most of the time I would I'd say that most of the time I would probably sometimes I like starches sometimes, and I don't know, I just like I like Easy Mac sometimes. I'm not really like the whole big guy about cuisine, but I've tasted like fine dining cuisine, and my dad has tried to tell me about a whole bunch of different chefs and stuff like that that he's known over a course and period of his time of his. All right, there's 4 of them instead of 2. Awesome. Awesome. That's great. Instead of throwing that like I was supposed to, I died because I didn't realize that probably I didn't have enough magic or whatever, or I didn't have any spells, or my spells were messed up. Whatever. All right. But yeah, the invention of fine dining kind of changed everything, and it has a lot to do with the way that I'd say, I don't know. I guess the ways that it was invented, was that people wanted to be different. I guess, and I guess pretty much any definition of an invention is a new and different way of looking at the entire world, and especially for that certain person. And there he is. Damn it. But I guess the ways that we kind of see, I'd say things that people invent different ways of speaking and invent different ways of doing different things. I guess, different tones of voice that become, in the mainstream, I guess. There are a lot of things that are out of the mainstream that have become a part of what I actually consume, I guess. And I wouldn't have said that that this was before a lot of Disney talk or anything like that. Looking back on what you kind of see in the world, or the way that you see things changing in the world, I'd say but yeah, I like a good macaroni and cheese. Maybe a good creamy one. Sometimes a good crunchy one. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. So I'm gonna do this. There we go. I kind of understood that there are ways to look back on society and the way that people changed it, or the way that people thought about changing it, and the way that people change it on so many certain notes. Sometimes, it can
I'm Macduff, the blacksmith. All right, so I'm that right now. What? You've got stones, I pray. Give me stones, and
cool. Let's see here. I need 2,000 stones. Dark Knight stone. Faint stone. I farted again.
Be gone.
Oh, I farted again. And also, I mean, I make fun of the songs that I actually sing, or the songs that I actually say. It helps me get used to, and inventing different things to me kind of I kind of inventing new and different ways to look at the world, I guess, sometimes. And I guess my opinions can be mismatched, I guess. So I mean, I'm not gonna give too many references, but I'd say that the way that I've looked at the world through invention, and the way that invention has has affected me, I'd say, is extremely rare, I guess. And God dang it. I see the world through I'd say a pair of pretty I'm an individual, I guess. um it's just sometimes I guess what people would think sometimes um is I'm uninteresting, or I'm just a dude that sits in his room and plays video games all day. And actually, this is pretty much the only time that I actually sit in my room and play video games. Other times, I'm sitting in my room and watching cartoons, or sitting in my room and exercising, doing push-ups and different other things like that. Trying to do a bunch of stuff. I don't know, just stuff, I guess. I do a lot of exercise music, and I guess I'd say like Daft Punk, Gorillaz, a whole bunch of different other uh, places and things have been kind of my workout stuff, I guess. But I mean, within those inventions of what I see sometimes, like or hear or experience with or within a new invention that happens to be in someone's pocket, or to be in someone's wallet, or a new just a new idea basically to experience. It makes me see a variation of and then this is, I guess, just individualistic views, and none of my views reflect anything of actually what I'm on. It helps me see like the true I want to say diversity, I guess, within our own. Oh damn it! Door doesn't explode. I don't want to say that a lot of times. A lot of times I've been not pushed down, but when I was younger, I was told to be quiet, and I didn't really like that. I tried so hard to be able to be someone who I thought that an inventor would look up to. At least on my own terms, you know. I like to think sometimes that I'm trying to see past the negative space on this door, trying to see if there's anything past it. For me, the biggest, I guess, the biggest invention I've ever experienced was probably gaming. And or or I guess any kind of electronic that had to do with the building on humanity's existence, and the way that we get to communicate is just boundless sometimes. Because I think also too the reasons why sometimes people were angry, at least in our own society, or our American society, I guess, um, is because things didn't come fast enough. And and I'd say that there are a lot of reasons why I would say that that has a lot to do with mental health, and a lot to do with the way that the things that I still want to provide myself with opinions about. And uh, damn it. I found that a lot of people use those memes as like a way to communicate themselves and to themselves, and say that, like, oh my god, those are so offensive, or oh my god, those are so stupid, or dumb. But realize that sometimes those were the only means of communication in older times, and like legit, like a few different generations ago. A lot of people's words was sometimes the only thing they had. And I realized that within those words, I'm kind of like labeling, I guess. But and I also noticed that there are disclaimers now. I'm gonna be putting up disclaimers on all my videos, and I am not a professional by any means, and I am not a musical professional, nor am I a certified musical critic. I said something about another video, and they'd have to, I guess, dispute it because of me playing it. But I was only what's the word? I was only critiquing it because I thought that it's like a household name for me. It's like the fact is, like, I kind of got this whole phobia of hey, it's just Joe, or that whole thing. And I realized that and I'm going to be putting on a disclaimer, or at least a disclaimer in the comments, if I can't put a disclaimer in the actual video itself. I received a thing, and I'm not going to mention it because it's not important, or it is important, but the fact of the person who is important to it, and it's probably this underneath the people who have who own the song and stuff like that. I really do like the music, and I really wouldn't call myself an expert on it, but I would consider myself a part of what public opinion, I guess, is. And I guess there is a lot of power with me doing or saying anything, or saying anything about, or playing the song. But also too, the only reason why I played it was because I wanted to show where my inspirations came from, and I also wanted to give a chance to a new song that they actually had. If if they would like to talk to me in person, I guess that will be a good thing. If they want to dispute it over YouTube, I don't think that that's a good idea. I want to reach my hand out and say that what I did wasn't wrong. I believe that I was in my own rights. But back to inventions. I believe that within the rights of people who invented different things and made different things, or made different spoken word, or made different things like that, I think they have within their own rights to play their music and have people allowably have and knowingly too, I did play it on the same thing. Granted, I only overlaid the recordings, and know that I don't get any monetary gain from this. So if they sue me for any monetary gain, then they're probably not going to get any for at least a certain amount of years. And if they garnish my wages, then they're going to garnish nothing at all because I'm on disability, and that's not garnishable. But But other than the fact that it's not garnishable, I still am a huge fan of the Gorillaz, and that's the reason why I play their music. It's the reason why I would play their music as an inspirational thing for me. I just didn't like that particular song, but that was my own personal opinion, and I don't think that should stop me or anyone else from playing their hit music or anything like that. But and I don't think I wasn't within my own rights, but I'm not gonna make that public, and I don't care if anybody watches because nobody is, so it really doesn't matter to me. But there are so many different inventions that people make, and there are so many different people that actually are inspired by that certain idea, that want to be able to make a competitive market about it, or want to be able to create a reason for that to flourish, or to be able to make more money, or to make more than less money, or anything like that. And those are all valid ideas. Those are all very valid ideas, and I'm gonna look in my inventory to see if I have anything to get my spells back. I've noticed that within my own rights, by me inventing a certain number of things, it may mimic something that I had seen before, or in a way tip a hat to somebody that because people can say that there are like different stories and different things, and people come up with different words, but also too I've heard different songs that have done the exact same thing that song did on Gorillaz, and that's the only reason why I didn't particularly mind it. I just thought that the art itself had been already done, and it's true that to say that any idea itself is has already been thought of, or already been thought about, and it is what you truly believe for yourself, I think, which makes you truly allow other people or other entities to be able to come into your abode, I guess, as far as oh shit, I did not even notice that. Awesome. Okay. Alright, celebration. I didn't even notice that there was a ledge underneath me. I thought that I was gonna fall. I noticed that that within certain given inventions and stuff like that too, that there are many different and I'm not saying that I'm educational or anything like that by any means, or that there but I was showing that that my opinions are valid, I guess, and I don't want to be thought of as a I'm not running anything. I'm doing stuff. At the most part, I'll probably be doing stuff for charity. And I'm not gonna be. This isn't something that I make money off of. I'm not building anything. I'm not building anything off of this. I'm just trying to do stuff for charity off of this. I want to do stuff for charity, and I think that I really think, though, that they should reach out to me and show me what they actually believe and what they actually feel, and the reasons for me actually doing things. If they have a dispute or anything like that, I really wish that they would come to me in person. And I think that that would be antiquated key. I think this is the key. I think this is the key to the other place. All right. But yeah, it wasn't a reason for me to talk about inventions, but I kind of led the conversation over to that. But I really do want them to talk to me or to send me a letter, and they can. They can reach me an email if they want to. But I really think that if they do, then we can resolve this. And if they realize that I wasn't in the wrong when I was just saying somebody that inspired me, and somebody that I feel inspired by every day because of the way that they viewed and viewed art. I have art, but it's not in here because the freaking pursuer is after me. I find that people within making a new or an old piece of music, I guess, or within that piece of music being able to create something that's more different or I'd say kid friendly, I guess. Sometimes what people actually find is God damn it. What I find is that people are going to use it. I think that what I probably portray myself to be at this later date is I'd say someone who really doesn't someone who really doesn't feel as though it would go any further than anything, as far as going any further than just saying I don't find it disturbing, I guess, because I mean I noticed that people want to find out their brand and don't want their brand associated with anything like that, but within America, that's I guess what you do, though. That's what everyone does within the rights of, I think, and also me being in America, I think those rights that and just because I'd say he made it, and understandably so, he probably made it in a different country. That those laws do not affect or implicate me in any way. I think also too that I don't think that there's gonna be any action, so it's whatever. But back to inventions. I was gonna talk about Leonardo da Vinci, and I'm still gonna talk about Leonardo da Vinci. A lot of people would insinuate that people, as they get older, they start to lose themselves, or start to lose their what is they start to lose their antiquated hold on what they believe. How's it going, viewer? If you want to watch, then keep watching. I'm talking about inventions. Or if you want to message me, you can. Dang it. I'm gonna talk about Da Vinci for a little while, and what I understand about him. I think that what people, God damn it. Alright, I think that what people would find through just his drawings, or just through an artist's drawings, I think that I don't think that you can actually depict an artist themselves through what they actually do or what they actually get paid to do. Because I'd probably say that Leonardo da Vinci was paid to do all of those drawings. If I was paid to come up with certain inventions for certain people, I'd probably do it no matter how much I was getting paid, if I was getting paid a good enough amount. But but also too, I have to mention that there's probably a paycheck was hard to come by back in those days, as well, especially with an artist's salary. I mean, there were potential buyers and things like that. It says a lot about the economy, probably, more than it says anything about the person, I think. And let's see here. There's got to be something available. Is this? I'm gonna hit this. There it is. Oh, there's a dude. Oh, they came out really slow. Wanderer manchettes. Alright, cool. But yeah, I've understood that it probably says more about what the economy was back in those days, rather than things like money or I'd say even with people's what is their personal vendettas. More it has to do with, yeah, that stuff instead of actual people's minds. They didn't. I'd say when you're consulting a certain person on the matter, I'd say that it's a lot easier to malform an artist's work, I guess. I mean, what we see now of the Mona Lisa itself can kind of tell you, like also other people's artistries and art themselves become, I'd say, molded by the times to be able to fit a certain pretext or fit a certain prefix on a society's on what a society sees inside of it, but where it was really not the original intention. I'd say there's a lot of different different ways of being able to say that. I'm not saying that. A lot of people would like to say that going towards war or any kind of war would mean that that someone. God damn it! Freaking. Who is that? That was the freaking pursuer. He's alive again. That little bastard. I'd say there's a lot of people around that that would say that an artist is thrown about sometimes when an economy is on its last leg, I guess. But also in the same sense, I'd say that there are a lot of people that really count on a certain amount of views, I guess. And and my opinion isn't going to change that. I really don't think it is. I really don't think it is at all. I'm not it, basically. Oh, you son of a bitch. Kill myself. Yay. Anyways, it's not just what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to talk about different artists and how they had to do with different things. Like Michelangelo and all those other different people. They were, some of those artists were under the false pretenses of them not actually believing, or them believing that, that's the reason why also too, I think the Pope himself, I think myself that if people were to go to the Vatican or to any museum, I guess, to and this is very true, by the way, very true allegations of the real reasons why the Vatican itself was actually made. Because I have researched this kind of stuff. I'm not an expert in research, but some would say that the Vatican itself deserves renaming, and that the Pope should just be a curator. But that's just my personal opinions, and as well as thousands of years of religious debacles that have happened over the centuries, and people who don't decide whether or not there's going to be an a piece of art inside of a gallery next to another piece of art. But that's neither here nor there. I think that what matters most about a whole bunch of different things, about a whole bunch of different people, is that I think they really need to understand how like how I'd say that that a certain number of people, a certain number of, not to say that any certain number of people need to watch out, but you better watch out. You better not cry. The copyright guy is coming. No, I'm not saying that. That's stupid. That's dumb. I'm not even insinuating. But it's just stupid to me that that I would even have a problem. I guess I would say that. I guess that it's probably just the band's manager, the band's company saying that there was a thing here, there was something that I wanted to. Awesome. I need to change my. And okay. All right. But no, it's not anything that I'm insinuating. But I do joke about things, and I'd say that some people think that my joking is, people would say that my joking is, or people would try to insinuate that my joking is, let's say what I truly believe inside. And no, it's not what I truly believe. I am an idiot. I am also a small-time. I would call myself a YouTuber, but I'm just a curer of content, I guess. Because I'd say that a lot of different stuff that they actually have at the Vatican as well is not even under Christian commission. Was not even through any sort of Christian commission or anything like that. It was all through what people had as far as they were good at art, and most of those actual statues themselves are of pagan descent. Most of them are. And it's really weird that people would actually do that, because they don't even know what those, like the birth of Mercury. It's actually it's actually the history itself of Mercury becoming a part of our solar system. Of not Mercury, but like the planets themselves aligning in some ways, and us being able to see it through different star constellations that are lit up in the night sky. And it has a lot to do with the way that our gravity is affected by certain ways that we move through the universe, or the ways that we are moving, or the ways that we're constantly moving through the universe, and the ways that as elements themselves build up, I guess, within a certain point, where that certain point is constantly drawn on a map, and it can actually be calculated through science themselves. So like gravitational forces, basically, and a whole bunch of different ways that radiation and a whole bunch of different things that actually affect what we're doing and how we're doing it, as far as what our economy is and how our economy is. It's just there's a lot of different stuff that people need to let go of sometimes and realize that it had a lot to do more with what was surrounding us than what had anything to do with one's story or anything like that, or one person's story at all. I am not Christian. My family sometimes is Christian, and I go against that, and that's it sucks. But there's also within those inventions that I believe people made, and people said that there were so many different reasons why they made them, but they're all coming up with their own reasons and speculating pretty much, not realizing that an economy for any kind of inventor is terrible at first. It's completely terrible. It's non-existent, therefore it's terrible. It's like you have no good credit, no bad credit. You can't even buy yourself anything. What I think the reasons why people say the small business is the backbone of any economy is the will of any person to be able to work their asses off for future money down the line. For money that isn't even thought of or speculated about. That's the backbone of what a country is, of what any country is, or what any place is, what any business is, what any economy is. And also within those rights, I think with any artist that allows themselves to be put out there and said things about, even though it's not the everything, would be nice, I guess, if they didn't want to dispute it. I think also too that I'm at 47 minutes, but I'm gonna stop it here because I'm going back and forth to different subjects. But I really think that sometimes people don't understand what things were supposed to be, I guess, and the way that people were supposed to live and the way that people were supposed to be today. And within people's wills of attaining some sort of amassing, of saying that, oh, I lost something and this lost something, but this guy has more and this guy has less, and these people are dying while y'all are fighting, and while y'all are putting on a theater, these people are dying. But I was like, oh, we're not talking about Syria anymore. Oh, did they just stop? Did they stop fighting? I don't think they stopped fighting. But realize that every single ounce of that could have been put into what Syria was, or what anything was, about people who should just realize that they're important, just like everyone else. And everyone should do that. If everyone had a little bit more of a level head on their shoulders, I don't think that anyone would. I think that everyone would have seen this actually coming. And so many diseases and so many different things, and believe me, I know that there's biological warfare out there. If there is any, there is definitely biological warfare happening. Within those wars and those things that are actually happening, those people who are dying because of an attack, and then somehow a cholera outbreak happens. When there is not enough science, or when there is not enough will or gall or know-how or knowledge, then there is every way to fuck things up. So, and I'm not leaving on that note, but I'm leaving this thing as saying that that you are your own one-man bomb squad, and no matter what, I disclaim being able to know anyone or anything having to do with obviously the Gorillas, I won't play their song again. But if I do ever play another person's song, then or any other song, if I do ever play a song again, I will give them credit and let them know that I did, and I will put a thing in this one, like right as I get off. So I don't know their YouTube channel or how to spot them or to tell them this, because I really don't know anything about computer stuff, but I know stuff about law, and I know stuff about people, I guess. And I also know that things inspire me, and when they stop inspiring me, I stop liking them. Thank you very much, and this has been Joe Bomb Squad Game Therapy Rants. And also, I have talked about so many different things, and thank you, Gorillas, thank you, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, thank you, Imogen Heap, thank you, thank you, thank you anyone that I didn't mention. Thank you, thank you Attack Attack. Thank you, thank you so much for being there, and being there for me to hear you, and even though you don't want me to talk about you, or maybe you just have some sort of dispute that you want me to take down that video, but if you really want me to take down that video, then I will, but you have to contact me yourself, and no courts involved, please, because it's kind of annoying and it's dumb, and if I make any money off of this, y'all are gonna want some, but understandably so. The more people protect their art, the less people will get inspired by it. But I mean, I'm not saying that you can't protect your art. Like, if an artist makes a painting, someone rips it, and they're like, "Oh, you didn't protect your art." I'm not saying like that. If you protect your art metaphorically, within the laws and bounds of different things, I'm just saying, thank you so much. And I'm not saying this is my own personal opinion. I'm not building off anything or saying that any sort of movement's happening or anything like that. But I'd say that people are trying to enjoy their media without judgment, I guess, and I myself am trying to enjoy media and tell people who inspires me every day. And I guess if they have a dispute, then that's in jeopardy. But all right, have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And you can diffuse situations before they happen, just like I can diffuse situations by shutting the fuck up. But but obviously sometimes I don't. But hopefully I know people won't see, because people don't watch me. So not a lot, at least. So be yourself, and have a good day, and enjoy yourselves.